Ben B. I'm back with another one. I've been trying to upload a Colt 1911 video for a while here. I bought this back on April 15th, and I've been trying to get my phone to upload the video, but it just, for some reason, it wouldn't do it, so I just nuked it, and I'm going to try again. Hopefully this does it. This is kind of going to be a review / comparison of my Colt 1911 XSE 5-inch government model Series 80 versus my GLOCK 21 SF 3rd generation. So I've owned, well, I'll start with the 1911. I've owned a few 1911s in the past. You guys have seen at least one of them that I had, which was the Kimber Ultra Carry 2 that I reviewed back in March of last year. Unfortunately, I no longer own that pistol. I should have held on to it, but it is what it is. So this is the 1911 I ended up with. I sold my FN PS90 just because it just wasn't quite for me. It's an okay rifle. Maybe, you never know. My taste changed. I may get one again, but I was going to buy an FN 5.7. Couldn't find one within the price range that I wanted, so I ended up buying this Colt here, brand new. It was, I think, 1080, 11 something, out the door with a 100-round box of ammo, which cost $60, by the way. It was like $12.37 and change. Picked it up at where was it? High Plains Firearms in Inglewood, Colorado. Like I said on one of my previous videos back in April, that I was going to probably buy a 1911 with my proceeds from the PS90. So made a little bit of money on it, and so basically I really didn't pay a dime for this gun. I actually had money left over. It's the 5-inch government model. You can see by the roll marks right there. It's got the rear and front cocking serrations. Has I guess the rosewood grips. It is the lightweight model, which means I think it's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe 5 ounces less than a standard 1911. Has ambidextrous slide lock. Has the combat hammer, combat trigger, and it also has the fully adjustable target sights. I think these are they're not like the Bomar style. I think these are kind of like a target or combat sight. I'm not really 100% sure what kind of sight they are. Shot it, liked it. It's extremely accurate. I mean, it's a 1911. They're all going to be pretty accurate. I don't know if I mentioned the magazines. Came with 2 8-round flush-fitting Colt factory mags. I'm going to buy, I think, a 10-round Wilson Combat Bureaucrat magazine. Then I'll have 3 mags for it, and that should work. The finish is kind of dull on the frame, and I think this is the aluminum. I want to say it's like the aluminum model, because there's a couple different XSEs. And being that this is a lightweight model, I don't think they're all lightweights. My honest take on it, it's a great gun. It's a Colt. I'm going to keep it. I don't like front cocking serrations. Those aren't my favorite. And I typically don't like combat hammers or triggers, even though my Kimber had one and I thought it looked pretty good. And but the whole reason I bought it was because of the ambidextrous slide lock. I'm left-handed, so functionally this made more sense for me to buy. I originally was just going to buy a standard 1911, like a 1991 A1 series, but it's kind of tough. And I'll demonstrate it. It's kind of tough for me to actuate the slide lock with my left trigger finger. It's kind of it's a little tougher. This one's a little easier to work on, but the other ones didn't have the extended. They were the shorter, more compact, like the original 1911s had, and they were just tougher for me to activate and actuate. So, you already see it's got a little bit of That's from the cement casings coming out. Has the flared ejection port, but it still gets dinged here a little bit. It kind of scratches fairly easily for being a high-end 1911 or semi-high-end. You know, it's, I don't know if it'll focus. Yeah, see, it's already gotten scratches on the rear of the slide and on the rear sight. And I don't know if there's one here too. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, I see that kind of like hairline scratch. It's just real light. I mean, I don't mind, scratches and dings on a 1911 because I think it gives it character. But it's kind of off-putting that happens so quickly with a brand new pistol. Like I said, I'm not going to get rid of it. The only thing I got to watch out for is not to put the idiot scratch on here. So hopefully I don't. It has, let's see if I can do this. Okay, as you can see, it's got a full-length guide rod, which I'm typically also not a big fan of it, but again, that's not a big deal. It's a Series 80 Colt. It's got the Series 80 barrel bushing on it. The old Series 70 had a barrel bushing in them that I couldn't remember what they're called, but they had like 4 fingers, and they would lock in here, and if they worked, they were great. They made the gun extremely accurate, but if they didn't, they would sometimes break, or they would start shaving off metal, inside of the recess here. So sometimes that'll happen with the Series 70s. This is a Series 80, but I haven't looked at its barrel. I don't think it's got that particular type. But it's just something to watch out for if you do have a Series 70. This is the Glock 21. I've owned a couple Glock 21s in the past, just like I have with 1911s. Bought this guy used. It's a SF, which normally I don't like the SF ones because they have a tendency to kind of come with these funky Picatinny rails. This has a standard dust cover on it. The grip is, I guess, a little narrower. I don't really notice it, maybe compared to the other Glock 21s I've owned in the past. Let's see, what else? I mean, it's pretty standard. I picked it up used, but I think the guy probably, or whoever it was that owned it, probably only shot, I don't know, maybe 50 rounds through it, if even that, because it had some of the carbon buildup right here, which I cleaned off, but it probably has it now because I have shot it and I haven't cleaned it. And it had the, and it still has the factory anti-seize compound in it. Here, I'll show you real quick. Okay, so you guys all know what that. Get in the light. You guys all know what that looks like. So it does have that in it. So pretty standard. For Glocks that don't have a lot of mileage on them. So like I said, I don't know how much this pistol was shot, but definitely didn't seem to be much. And when I looked at the spent casings that came in the envelope inside the Glock pistol, like you get when you buy a new Glock pistol, it was dated March of this year, 2013. So, and I bought it in either late April or early May when I bought this. I can't remember exactly when I bought this, but it's not. I don't think it's quite a month old. So somebody didn't have it very long. Came with this standard 13 rounders, Gen 4 type of mags with the ambidextrous cutout. I just put this on today. This is a Pierce Plus 2 extension for the and what the 45 and 10 means is that it's for the 45 caliber and 10 millimeter Glocks. Just some Winchester full metal jackets. It will not, however. Okay, there we go. It will not, however, fit the Glock 30. So if anybody has Glock 30s or has a Glock 30 and they want to put one of these on, please look for the one that specifically is for the Glock 30 or Glock 29 if that's also what you have, because it says that these will not fit. What else? I think that's about it. So, the comparison real quick. What do I like what's more accurate? The 1911. What do I like shooting best? The Glock 21, hands down. And the Glock 21 is fairly accurate. I mean, it's marginal. You know, the difference in accuracy between the two. But you know, you get twice the ammunition with this, or almost twice the ammunition, and it's just almost quite as accurate. So, my opinion, the Glock 21, hands down. Anyways, peace. Let me know what you guys think.